Yoru isn't bad. Yeah, I said it. And yeah, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you don't like it. There's literally no more dislike button on YouTube anymore. So yeah, what are you going to do about it? Okay, I'm just tired of seeing all these tier lists saying certain agents are bad on certain maps, and certain agents are just bad in general. In my honest opinion, I think unless you're playing at the highest level in Valorant, like if you're playing in Berlin, you can run whatever agents you want, and you can win. I've literally run a team comp with my friends of Cypher, Sage, Killjoy, Chamber, and a Viper, and we've won a game before in a diamond lobby. I'm telling you, agents really don't matter. As long as your team has good communication, a solid game plan, and you guys don't get tilted, you guys can basically win any game. So why is Yoru any different? Well, to be honest, he's actually really good on certain maps, and just because you don't see the best of the best pros use him in their tournaments or whatever, that doesn't mean that he isn't completely useless. Because he isn't as picked as often, you can play mind games with your opponents, and there's some amazing things you can do with him. So today on SkillCapped, I figured that we should go over one of the best Yoru fraggers of all of Valorant, and that's Ethos, and how you can frag like him. Now, if you've watched some of the previous videos I've done on this channel, you probably heard me say that if you want to rank up, it's going to be a really good idea if you learn at least 2 to 3 agents, like really well. And one of those really needs to be smokes, because those are a fundamental part of the game, and I don't want to hear any more people in Immortal lobbies say that they don't know how to play smokes, because that literally just doesn't make sense. If you heavily focus on one agent, over time you'll learn certain tech about them that can give you the upper hand in a lot of fights. So some of the clips you're going to see are Yoru based, and because Ethos plays a ton of Yoru, he knows certain flashes and uses his utility in ways some of us would never even think about. If you want to learn a certain agent, there are a ton of pros and content creators that can show you specific niches for each agent too. So as a quick tip, if you want to rank up, I highly suggest that you focus on one specific role and you stick with it. Not only does Ethos know how to use Yoru's abilities really well, but he also has an extremely high level of game sense and knows exactly how to use his teammate's utility around him to set him up for success. And this is a good skill to have as a duelist. You want to use your support agent's abilities to set you up to get those frags. Here, take a look at this clip. So after securing garage control, Ethos goes in a window to take an aggressive peek, but then realizes that his Sage can wall off the window so that when the enemies come in for the retake, they're going to be focused on that big green wall and not Ethos. Keep in mind that he sends his teleport out before the wall goes up, so if anything does go wrong, he can still get out and play with his team. It's pretty much a win-win situation for him. Once he kills the Omen that's staring at the wall, he knows that everyone's crosshairs are going to be pointed at that garage window waiting for him to peek. Knowing this, he pulls out his flash, throws it out the window, then uses the time that the flash has to travel to pick up a better weapon and swings with the flash. This is actually such a well-timed play, and it's really impressive. Then he kills a full-blind Sova to then reset his crosshair placement and puts it exactly where it needs to be to get that one last kill. And then of course his teammates help him get the ace, but that's not the meat and potatoes of this clip. Ethos outsmarts his opponents and uses his knowledge of Yoru's utility and mechanical ability to get 2 more. I mean seriously, he literally grabbed a gun within the time it took for the flash to bounce off the wall, and that literally gave him a perfect amount of time to reset his crosshair placement and get a couple kills. I think that's really impressive. And speaking of outsmarting your enemies, let's look at one more play from Ethos and the way that he uses his utility. Like I said before, Yoru isn't as picked as often, so no one really knows how to play around his footsteps that well. Ethos knows that the Brimstone is in vents, so he sends his teleport towards B site and tries to get a 1v1 on the Brimstone. He whiffs, but gets to site just in time with his teleport. And then he uses those fake footsteps to make it sound like he's still by pillar. And by the time it took to get the bomb down, Brimstone should be close enough to hear those footsteps, and then throw him for a loop. Like I said, Brimstone might be thinking to himself, oh, he's got to be backside. But then maybe his brain dead teammates who are talking while they're dead are telling him that they're fake footsteps. All of this plays perfectly into Yoru's kit, and that's creating a ton of confusion. Ethos plays this perfectly and holds an angle that is extremely hard to clear if you're Brimstone. So he clutches the round, and without all of that experience on Yoru and using his utility and all that, he might not have. So wouldn't it be nice if you had specific courses for each agent? Videos that showed you these niche little things about different agents. Well, we at SkillCapped have whole courses for each agent, all created by Radiant level players. For example, last week I wanted to learn how to play Killjoy because I'm a Cypher main, so I figured, why not? Why not learn them both? And I watched our course, the whole thing from beginning to end, and I literally feel a ton more comfortable picking up Killjoy on any map now. You could even watch certain sections before you load up into a game, and you'll get a ton of value. Keep in mind, we also have courses for every agent, not just Killjoy. And these compare to some of the college courses that I'm taking now. It's pretty impressive. We also have Radiant Smurf commentaries, where we have Radiant level players walk and talk you through their games, and break down their thought processes, their reasoning, and so much more. So if you want to play like Ethos, or any Radiant for that matter, I highly suggest you check out the website. Or maybe if you wanted a chance at getting your VOD reviewed by one of us, come check us out. We also have a rank improvement guarantee, so that if you don't see your rank improving, you'll get your money back. But there's literally so much value here, I find it hard that you won't improve. If you're looking for the fastest way to climb in Valorant, be sure to check out SkillCapped.com, link in the description below. Alright, So the next thing I want to talk about is Ethos' utility usage and how it sets him up for the easiest of kills. Let's take a look at this clip where honestly, I've probably never seen this before. The cool thing about this clip is the angle at which Ethos is flashing. It literally covers just about anybody looking down long at just about any angle. Plus, I've never seen a flash bounce off the roof of long like that, so if I'm taking long in this situation, I'm definitely not ready to turn from a flash like that. And then I'm probably getting rolled. So not only was the utility usage nice, but the mechanics are perfect too. Watch as he's just flicking from head to head without any whiffs. Honestly, it's pretty impressive crosshair placement. I just thought that this was such a creative way to use his flash. Like, I just never seen this from any other Yoru. Let's take a look at another clip. In this situation, Ethos knows that the enemy is pushing A side, so he positions his flash in such a high position that no one ever thinks to even turn away from a flash like that. Like, if I'm pushing on the A side and I just see some big bright blue ball just like at the top of my monitor, and I get blinded by that, I'm gonna be pretty upset. So after he kills the Brimstone, he teleports away so that he can get ready for the retake with his team. He hears somebody call elbow in hell. So after the flash, he kills the blind Sage, clears sight, turns his attention to hell, anticipating Sage's teammate trying to get the trade, and punishes the Killjoy for trying to take a 1v1 for no reason. Now, this last part is something I think is just so cool. So for those of you who don't know, if you hold out Yoru's ultimate and click right when you're about to take damage, you get like 1 to 2 seconds of like invincibility. So while it looked like you should take damage, you don't. With this knowledge, Ethos can safely gather information while being in the open. He finds out that Raze is in heaven, he pops his ult, and he just stalks her like a panther, like a puma, or like a cheetah, or like a, okay, you know what I mean. And another thing that I learned about Yoru is that the pull-out animation coming out of his ult is like quicker than anything else. Meaning that if you ever take out your knife against an ulted Yoru, you're pretty much dead. That's why you see those crazy shorty plays work all the time. This Raze obviously didn't know that, and she gets hard punished for it. Like I said before, there's just these certain niche things about each agent that if you know them, they can win you rounds. Let's look at one more. So most of you who play Jett or Raze know the classic dash or satchel in the U-Haul, get up close and shoot someone playing in there with the judge. I mean, this happens to me and I just want to throw my monitor out the window because it's just so annoying. Well, Yoru can do the same thing. When Yoru sends out his teleport and wants to use it, a common strategy is to flash as you teleport so the enemy is disoriented and can't focus on killing you as easy. And that's what you see here. Then after that, that's when Ethos demonstrates his mechanical skill. He locks onto the Astra trying to retake U-Haul and get the trade on his teammate, but ends up getting headshot. Then after that, he uses his footsteps to make it seem like his team is leaving. In case you didn't know, if Yoru's footsteps go through the bind teleporters, it actually sounds like somebody's teleporting, thus delaying rotates and wasting the enemy's time. This gives you a lot more time to get the bomb down safely and just really confuses the enemy. So after all of this, people are still going to say that Yoru is useless. I mean, his utility isn't the best in the game, but to hear some people say that playing Yoru is basically throwing is just mind-boggling to me. I don't get it. Like, for some reason, people literally dodge if they see somebody lock Yoru. Lastly, this video is about fragging out like Ethos, right? And Ethos wouldn't be the crack Yoru he is without his mechanical skill. So I think it's important to talk about how and why he shoots like he does, or just show off some of the brilliance that he has when he's taking these aim duels. Let's look at this clip from this Breeze game. Starting off right with the first kill, Ethos is lurking through mid, as Yoru is a pretty good lurker. While he doesn't land the shot right away, he still takes his time to reset and make sure his next shot is actually on the Sage's head. He's at too long of range to spray, obviously, so bursting is definitely the right option here, and he gets the first kill. After regrouping with his team, he scales up the A site and helps get his Viper ult down. Now, you know how people say that you shouldn't crouch and shoot? Well, this is one of those times where you should definitely crouch while spraying. Ethos spots the Sova pushing through the Viper smoke and the Sky from the cubby. He literally has no time to kill the Sova, stop shooting, and then kill the Sky. And then he has no choice but to spray transfer onto the Sova and onto the Sky. By crouching, this tightens up your spray so that it's just that more accurate. Then the last kill on the Jett is just really clean. You love to see those. But it does take a high level of game sense to know when to spray transfer and when to crouch when you're shooting, and I just thought this was really impressive and something that we can learn from him. Let's look at one last clip showing off some of Ethos' insane crosshair placement. Like, I don't have anything to say besides that was just some nasty crosshair placement. For those of you who don't know, crosshair placement is making sure your crosshair isn't on the floor or staring at a wall, but over where somebody's head can be. Notice how in every one of these kills, Ethos' crosshair is pre-aiming where their heads are going to be, and it is literally perfect. We have tons of videos on crosshair placement, so if you want to improve at that, be sure to check out our other videos. From there, you can find out ways to train your aim so that maybe you too can frag like Ethos. So if you want to become Radiant like Ethos, but on any agent, check out our website and we can help you become Ethos at Yoru, but like on any agent. You know what I mean? Like, or like Omen on Flex Ninja, or Sova on Hiko, you know what I mean? Just check out the website. What I'm saying is that we can rank you up. Also, by the way, if you want a chance at having a VOD reviewed by one of us, be sure to subscribe on our website at SkillCapped.com. Like I said before, we also have tons of Radiant Smurf commentaries where we have Radiant players walk you through their games and show you how to have the most possible impact on every map, on any agent, on any round, any given day of the week, any time, anywhere. And honestly, they're just super helpful to see in real time what goes through a top tier player's head. As I mentioned before, it's also backed by a rank improvement guarantee, and the reason we do that is because we are just that confident that our service works. And if it doesn't work, then you shouldn't pay. So what are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Head on over to SkillCapped.com and get started on your way to that rank that you deserve. So yeah, Ethos knows how to frag, and there's a reason why he's one of Valorant's most popular content creators. And honestly, you can learn a lot from watching these guys, not just Ethos. Content creators big and small. Hopefully what I showed you today inspired you that no matter what agent you choose on whatever map, that you can still have a huge impact for your team. Forget what those tier lists say and go play Cypher in Icebox, or go play Brimstone on Breeze, or Phoenix on whatever map. Who cares what the haters have to say? Just play your game and go have some fun. It's a video game at the end of the day. Just enjoy it. Play what you want. You know what I mean. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. And that's all for us. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.